2 Chronicles chapter 3. Solomon began building the Lord's temple in Jerusalem on Mount Moriah, where the Lord had appeared to his father David. This was the place that David prepared at the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. He began building on the second day of the second month of the fourth year of his reign. Solomon laid the foundation for God's temple. Its length, determined according to the old standard of measure, was 90 feet, and its width 30 feet. The porch in front of the main hall was 30 feet long, corresponding to the width of the temple, and its height was 30 feet. He plated the inside with pure gold. He paneled the main hall with boards made from evergreen trees and plated it with fine gold, decorated with palm trees and chains. He decorated the temple with precious stones. The gold he used came from Pavaim. He overlaid the temple's rafters, thresholds, walls, and doors with gold. He carved decorative cherubim on the walls. He made the most holy place. Its length was 30 feet, corresponding to the width of the temple, and its width 30 feet. He plated it with 600 talents of fine gold. The gold nails weighed 50 shekels. He also plated the upper areas with gold. In the most holy place he made 2 images of cherubim and plated them with gold. The combined wingspan of the cherubims was 30 feet. One of the first cherubim's wings was 7.5 feet long and touched one wall of the temple. Its other wing was also 7.5 feet long and touched one of the second cherubim's wings. Likewise, one of the second cherubim's wings was 7.5 feet long and touched the other wall of the temple. Its other wing was also 7.5 feet long and touched one of the first cherub's wings. The combined wingspan of these cherubim was 30 feet. They stood upright, facing inward. He made the curtain out of violet, purple, crimson, and white fabrics, and embroidered on it decorative cherubim. In front of the temple he made 2 pillars, which had a combined length of 52.5 feet, with each having a plated capital 7.5 feet high. He made ornamental chains and put them on top of the pillars. He also made 100 pomegranate-shaped ornaments and arranged them within the chains. He set up the pillars in front of the temple, one on the right side and the other on the left. He named the one on the right Jachin and the one on the left Boaz. Chapter 4. He made a bronze altar 30 feet long, 30 feet wide, and 15 feet high. He also made the big bronze basin called the sea. It measured 15 feet from rim to rim, was circular in shape, and stood 7.5 feet high. Its circumference was 45 feet. Images of bulls were under it all the way around, 10 every 18 inches all the way around. The bulls were in 2 rows and had been cast with the sea. The sea stood on top of the 12 bulls. 3 faced northward, 3 westward, 3 southward, and 3 eastward. The sea was placed on top of them, and they all faced outward. It was 4 fingers thick, and its rim was like that of a cup shaped like a lily blossom. It could hold 18,000 gallons. He made 10 washing basins. He put 5 on the south side and 5 on the north side. In them they rinsed the items used for burnt sacrifices. The priests washed in the sea. He made 10 gold lampstands according to the specifications and put them in the temple, 5 on the right and 5 on the left. He made 10 tables and set them in the temple, 5 on the right and 5 on the left. He also made 100 gold bowls. He made the courtyard of the priests and the large enclosure and its doors. He plated their doors with bronze. He put the sea on the south side in the southeast corner. Huram-Abi made the pots, shovels, and bowls. He finished all the work on God's temple he had been assigned by King Solomon. He made the 2 pillars, the 2 ball-shaped tops of the pillars, the lattice work for the ball-shaped tops of the 2 pillars, the 400 pomegranate-shaped ornaments for the lattice work of the 2 pillars. Each lattice work had 2 rows of these ornaments at the ball-shaped top of the pillar. the 10 movable stands with their 10 basins, the big brass basin called the sea with its 12 bowls underneath, and the pots, shovels, and meat forks. All the items King Solomon assigned Huram-Abi to make for the Lord's temple were made from polished bronze. The king had them cast in earthen foundries in the region of the Jordan between Succoth and Zarethan. Solomon made so many of these items they did not weigh the bronze. Solomon also made these items for God's temple: the gold altar, the tables on which the bread of the presence was kept, the pure gold lampstands and their lamps, which burned as specified at the entrance to the inner sanctuary, the pure gold flower-shaped ornaments, lamps and tongs, the pure gold trimming shears, basins, pans, and censers, and the gold door sockets for the inner sanctuary, the most holy place, and for the doors of the main hall of the temple. We're stopping here today. Next time we're going to be starting from 2 Chronicles chapter 5. I'll see you then.